think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hey everybody, we want to go ahead and do another video tonight because I know me, and if I get off the bandwagon, I will never get back on it. So, pushing forward, pushing through. This video is going to be about our first trimester. My goal is to start making our videos a little bit shorter because I'm sure you guys have figured out I'm pretty long-winded. So, I'm trying to shorten our videos down and kind of concentrate what we're going to talk about. I'm laying on the couch because my back is killing me right now. Just wow, like, oh my goodness, wow. So, laying down on the couch, so that's why it's a weird angle, but sorry, trying to kill two birds with one stone. So, first trimester for us is what we want to talk about. Well, I want to talk about tonight. Everybody told me when I was the twin moms, rather, not everybody, but the twin moms told me I had some say that they were sick just a little bit, that they weren't that sick. I had most told me they were sick the entire time. The whole 9 months they were sick. They were miserable sick. And I'm thinking in my head, oh my gosh, this is going to be horrible. For me, now this is everybody's different, so you may, if you're currently pregnant with twins, you may experience something completely different. But for me, I found out I was pregnant about 4 weeks into it. Right about 4 or 5 weeks, 4 weeks. About week 5, my sickness started. I started off kind of feeling just nauseous sometimes. I had some days where I just kind of felt just real bleh, not really feeling bad, just not up to my normal, just didn't feel good. Just would not say that I felt good. Shortly after that, I started throwing up, started getting really sick, really nauseous. When you're pregnant, something that they don't tell you is that your gag reflex is super sensitive, okay? So of course your prenatals are massive and they make you gag and choke because they're so big. Sorry, this camera's probably everywhere. I was throwing up about between 2 and 4 times a day from week 5 to about week 19 is when it stopped completely. Miserable. I lost almost 20 pounds. When I found out, the morning that I found out I was pregnant, I weighed about 184, and by the time that my weight stopped fluctuating and I actually started gaining weight back, I had gotten down to 166. Just very sick. Justin actually was able to notice the difference between when I needed help throwing up, like when I was throwing up so bad I needed him to come in there and like help me stop, and when I was just dry heaving, or when I was just a little bit nauseous, like he could tell the difference. They say you know the difference between your baby's cries. Well, Justin knew the difference between my throwing ups. It was horrible. Usually what would happen is first thing in the morning when I was brushing my teeth, you have to brush your tongue, so that would get my gag reflex going, which would make me throw up, and I'd start throwing up in the sink and have to run over to the toilet real quick and throw up in the toilet. And then I would, on occasion, probably once a week or so, throw up during the school day. And I had to tell my kids, if I have to run out of this room, do not get up, do not come to me, stay right there in your spot, and I will be right back. And there was a couple times where I had to just run out of the room and go to the bathroom and throw up. Which I know you're supposed to get a person to watch your class, but that's kind of hard to do when you're throwing up as you run. Which thankfully my classroom's really close to 2 bathrooms. Well, both of my classrooms are close to bathrooms. So, and then I would get home, usually supper, I would either be extremely nauseous afterwards or I would throw up. And then if I didn't throw up during the day, I would throw up at least once during the night. But I'd say I'd woke up 1 to 2 times a night just to throw up. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. One of those things, like, you're in your first trimester, you're still adapting to the idea of being pregnant with twins, and you're trying to feel like this is going to be a really great, amazing thing, and you're so sick you can't function. And for me, I'm a new teacher, so I don't have a lot of sick days that I could just take off. So I had to work through most of them. I don't think I actually took a day off just because I was feeling sick and throwing up. I think I was feeling sick at school and would throw up and then come back and teach my next class. So, which I realized probably, hindsight, probably should have just gone home some of those days and just rested, but didn't feel like that was an option for me at the time, just because I guess I have a very strong sense of responsibility. But we pushed through it. I actually had a breaking point about 18 or so weeks. About at that point, I was at church. We were at praise band, and I started getting very dizzy and lightheaded. And I actually, right after practice, called Justin and told him, I said, I've got to come home. I can't stay. I'm going to be sick. I'm about to be very, very sick. I've got to get home. And we live just like a half a block from the church that we go to, so it's not far. So I drove back home, ran in the door, and immediately went straight to the bathroom and started throwing up. Which, of course, I was upset because I had to leave church early, and it was once again he's playing video games. Once again interfering with my day-to-day and with my life, and I just was tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, basically. So I came in and started crying because I was sick again, which just makes you throw up harder. And then I was throwing up, and so harder, which made me cry more because I was upset because I was already throwing up. And we were just stuck in this vicious, horrible little cycle. And Justin, that was one, he came in and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I'm not okay. Not at all." I said, "I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of being sick. There's got to be something we can do. And I was praying, "God, take this from me. I don't want to do this. I can't physically handle what you have given me. I cannot handle the burden that you have given me." And at that point, I was completely broken. I was crying so hard I couldn't breathe. I had hiccups afterwards. It was horrible. I was just so I had hit my rock bottom. I know that sounds horrible because I know there's are millions of women that wait and pray for babies. And I was sitting over here praying for, whatever's got to happen for me to not be sick. I didn't even care. And that's horrible, but that's just where I was at that point. And so he got me down, and I'm very thankful for him, but got me calmed down, got me a wet rag. We cleaned me up, got the crying stopped, got the puking stopped, got the bathroom cleaned up, all that stuff. He came in and fixed me some lunch. We sat down on the couch and ate, and I was still kind of teary-eyed, but not crying so much. And he sat down, he said, "I know that you're tired, but you're going to get through this." He said, "You can do this." And I said, "I just don't feel like I can. I really don't." I was like, "I don't know that there's anything in this world worth this." And he said, "No." He said, "You can do this." He said, "You're tired and you're sick, and that's all." He said, "You can do this." I said, "Okay." So we ate some lunch, and we sat on the couch for a little bit, and he just kind of held me and just kind of calmed me down. And then we got up, and I went and laid down in the bed, and he laid down with me for a little bit, and I ended up sleeping for 5 hours. That's how exhausted I was at that point. And when I woke up, I felt horrible about what I had said and thought, way down deep in my heart. And I was like, "Lord, I did not mean that, and I know that you probably knew that, but I want these babies. I understand that I said a lot of things that I didn't mean, but gosh, it was horrible." So that was my breaking point. I don't know if other people have been that sick, but I personally, I've had the flu before, and I didn't feel that bad. I didn't. But I think that it's because I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. When you have the flu, you know it eventually will end. And for me, all the advice and people that I had talked to said, "All 9 months, baby, all 9 months." And I was like, "I can't do this for 9 months." But shortly after that, I started feeling better, stopped throwing up so much. I still had some nausea the next couple weeks, but I wasn't throwing up anymore. I was completely throw up free, I guess, by about 20 weeks. I was completely done. And that's when I started worrying that something was wrong. I tell you, the more you throw up, the healthier your babies are, because you've got more of those hormones going. Which, with twins, you've already got twice your hormones going. Don't let somebody tell you that, you won't be more sick just because you have twins. That's a lie. You will be more sick because you have twins, because you have twice the hormones growing, plus your hormones going at the same time. Okay? Don't believe that for a second. But I did start worrying after I stopped throwing up, because I thought something was wrong with the babies, or I had lost them. But I don't even know what was going through my head. It was just bad. Just playing video games. So anyway, but shortly after that, the throwing up stopped, and then we had appointments, and the doctor said the babies are fine, perfectly healthy. That was our first trimester in a nutshell. But like I said, we want these videos to be something encouraging and helpful to you. If you are someone that's in this position, just found out that you're having twins, maybe you're entering your first trimester and you can't see the light at the end of your tunnel, I promise you it's there. You just have to wait. It'll come. It will come. Now, I know some women are sick the entire time, and I was thankfully not that sick, but I honestly don't know that I could have handled it. Keep praying, keep breathing, and it will pass. It's horrible while it's there, but it will pass. So good luck to you. Like I said, Leave some comments down below if you've got questions. Please feel free to ask. If there's a particular video the type that you want to see, I know we've had some requests for like maternity clothes and things like that that I'm going to work on probably this weekend. Justin's got drill, so I can talk all I want to, make as many videos as I want to, and I won't be disturbing anybody. Subscribe is the little ball that comes up. More to come. I promise I'm not falling off the bandwagon. I'm not going to let myself. I wanted to do this too long, and I think it's too important to do that. So my brain just shut off. Sorry, it's pregnancy brain, I guess. You just kind of forget what you're talking about in the middle of your sentence. But subscribe to our page. You can hit your little bell notification. We'll tell you when we post things. Subscribe on the little ball, and we'll see you in the next video.